Hello, welcome to Board Game Brad. My name is Brad Lake, and I hope you enjoy this very first episode of mine. Hope to be entertaining. I wanted to go over my Gen Con haul with a little bit of a twist. I'm going to go over the games I've played from least to most, because one of the things people do is they get a Gen Con haul and then they end up with a shelf of shame. So I maybe have a one of shame versus a shelf of shame from the Gen Con haul a couple months ago. We really enjoy going to Gen Con, me and my boys. It's just a real good experience with them, playing games, shopping, looking at all the things that the exhibitors have brought out. And I really enjoy meeting some of the designers, getting a couple to sign your box, things like that. It's a really enjoyable time. So without any ado, let's get started. First, we have Windward. For those who haven't seen it, it's pirates flying around on a gaseous world, kind of like Lando Calrissian in Empire Strikes Back. But we have flying whales. Now, I don't know about you, but there's just something about flying whales that really, it's like, I have to have that game. I went and saw them play some demos of it. I couldn't quite get into one of those games. However, the models were really nice. The ships I thought were originally going to be like some standee type, but no, they're 3D plastic models. The whales are also models. You're flying around like a pirate. You're getting whales to bring back. You've got big giant Moby Dick type whales that you have to work on or avoid or build your power so that you can actually defeat them. So this one I have not played, but I did get it signed by the designer. I'm a real sucker at Gen Con. If there's a designer in the booth, there might be a high likelihood that I'll buy it just to get it signed. I think that's kind of cool. It's kind of, meeting somebody that's been able to be very creative and like having a signed piece of art. So that's Windward. The second one, we've only played once. My son played this, got to demo it, Moonshine Empire. He really enjoyed it. We pre-ordered it. Kind of. They didn't have it at Gen Con, but they delivered it a few weeks later. We got a game in when it came in. We got 4 players actually, which made it a lot of fun. You are basically making moonshine, building stills, and delivering them from your hideaway to the party that's in the center of the board. And you get 4-wheelers and airboats and boats, and sometimes you can swim. There's different cards and abilities that allow you to do other things. This one was fun. We had a good time. He's sitting there and laughing, and the cards have cute art. It's not over the top, but it's not comic book either, so it's kind of fun. So we played this one once. I would say 7 out of 10. Maybe 6 out of 10, but it's still fun. It's worth pulling out and getting on the table. The next game I've played a couple times, and this one's been a big buzz on different channels, Land and Sea. So my youngest son, he picked this one up and has continued to beat me. So I've played this a couple times. He's played it more than that. And this is your tile laying game where you're either trying to get an area of water or an area of land, and that lets you score points. It's a nice game, 15-20 minutes. So this is one of those filler games that when you want to do something with somebody else and it's like, hey, let's pull this out. Nice, easy, nice and accessible. Recommend this for you and any of your friends to just test it out. I don't think I would want to play more than 2 players. I know they have options for that, but just my opinion based on the couple of gameplays I've had. Next, I really like this game, but I've only played it, let's say, 1.5 times. So Great Western Trail. I specifically picked this one up at Gen Con. This was my number one to get. As soon as the doors opened, I went right to the booth, got a voucher because they didn't have them the first day at Gen Con, and then got it the next day. Shut Up and Sit Down really sells this game well. They know how to push a game, and it is fun. There's a reason it's in the, I think, at the top 10 on Board Game Geek. It is a nice Euro-ish game, taking your cows from your ranch and driving them all the way to Kansas City, and a lot of different mechanisms going on there and different ways to win through your victory points. I really do recommend this. I really enjoy it. This one takes a little bit more to get to the table, but it's not like a big giant Euro game, which is almost impossible to get to the table. Great Western Trail. Next one, and probably one of my favorite. A lot of these are my favorite. Loop. So played this 3 times now, and I love this game. I keep wanting to bring this to the table. I love it at 3 players. I love it at 4 players. I've played it at 2 players, and it was still fun. I love the artwork. I love the cards and, atomic underwear and the different names of the characters and the humor of it. You are fighting Dr. Foe. You have to stop him from getting rid of the timeline, and they were looking for the best of the best, but you and your team happen to be available. I think that's hilarious. You're the B team, essentially, trying to fight Dr. Fu and keeping the timeline intact. So think of Loki, think of mixing that with some pandemic and a lot of humor. It's a nice cooperative game. Highly recommend this. Loop. Let's see, what came next? So, The Hunger. This one's moving up on the hotness. I got this at Gen Con. This was another one that was on my list to get, and it hasn't disappointed. By the creator of Magic the Gathering and Binding Kingdom. I don't play Magic anymore, but I used to, and Binding Kingdom is one of the games that I've enjoyed for many years, even though I haven't pulled it out in a while. It's a push your luck game with a deck builder. You have to go all the way out, feeding on victims and picking up different kinds of humans. And then it's kind of funny because the mechanic is as you feed and gorge yourself on more humans, it slows you down because those humans become part of your deck, and then it's harder to get back to the castle. And if you don't get back to the castle or the graveyard before sunup, you die. So you immediately lose. So the mechanic is real interesting. You can race out, but then racing back, it's like you get slower and slower and slower. So it's trying to balance that, how far out do you go? How many humans do you go versus goals and objectives? It's a really fun game. We've pulled this out several times with my friends, my family, my game group. I highly recommend Hunger. It's definitely a hit. And then we played this a lot at Gen Con. My son really likes the Egyptian theme, so we picked up Ankh, and we picked up these 2 at Gen Con and ordered this one after we got back because we liked it so much. We probably played this 4 times at Gen Con alone, and then have played it 3 or 4 times since then. If you like Rising Sun, if you liked Blood Rage, and I have not played Blood Rage, this is probably closer to Rising Sun, and you like the Egyptian theme, highly recommend it. The extra God box really allows you to continue to not get bored with the game. It is not a skirmish game. Fighting is only 10% of this. You go through so many rounds, and then after so many temples are built, that's when a fighting phase occurs, and it's with cards, and you can subjugate that. So if you are worried that this is some kind of a melee, all in fighting. It is not. It's a strategy, area control with some fighting, and we've just really enjoyed it. And we've started painting some of the miniatures. So if you enjoy that as well, pick up Ankh. Now we're getting into some smaller games, but they have hit the table a lot. And this one I really enjoyed. I'm gonna blame Shut Up and Sit Down again for this one. Really enjoy their humor and how they go about things. Blitzkrieg, 20-minute game, 2 people, tug of war, back and forth, trying to figure out which objectives to go after, and you not put something down, a chit, and then they put the last chit down, and then they get all the victory points for that area. It's an area tug of war. You have different tracks that you're going after, and it plays really quick. We've probably played this 10-15 times in the last couple months. It's just a nice, easy game to pull out. Play with either one of my sons. I can get them to sit down for 10, 15, 20 minutes to go through this, because we'll play it once, and then whoever wins wants to challenge the other person to do it again. So if you have a chance, pick up Blitzkrieg. It is a definite filler game that I recommend. A lot of people recommend, as you can see, and you've probably seen it all over YouTube. Now this last game I demoed, and I'm gonna say that I like games. I like Warhammer 40K, we like Titanicus, I like Euro games, I like heavy games. So this game, I love this game. It's a filler game, it's an intro game. You can play with anybody, and it's hit the table so many times, like every time we play a game. Super Mega Lucky Box. Don't laugh. It is Gamers Bingo. So you get to parlay, have multiple cards, and when you get a tic-tac-toe or bingo, you get an extra star or a moon or another number that lets you go to another card. So unlike bingo, where you only get one number allows you to hit all your cards, every number you get only allows you to pick one number on your card. And the way it parlays and the way you can change the number with lightning bolts, this game is just a lot of fun. We will play a heavier game, and then at the end of that heavy game, whoever's won, we'll pull this out, play this for 10-15 minutes, at least once before everybody goes home. This game, everybody likes. I've not had anybody, no matter how hardcore a gamer they are, or the person that never plays a game, they like this game. People, it's $12, $13 now on Amazon. I can't stress enough, begging you, go pick this up. You will like this. It's just fun. It's cute. You're writing on these cards, and it's got a dry erase marker on it. It's got everything you need in it. Super Mega Lucky Box. Can't believe I like it as much as I do. It's so much fun, and it has hit the table more than anything else we've had. So that kind of concludes my Gen Con haul. I'm sure some people have more, some people have less, but it's not about what you have, it's about how much fun you have and who you have it with. So please be good to each other, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.